morning. My name is Derek Arrowood. I'm proud to be the superintendent at Hamilton Heights School Corporation. Today is Monday, June 13th, 2022. Rodney Freeman's behind the camera making stuff fly in and out. We are in the Rodney Freeman House, the House of Technology at Hamilton Heights High School. We have this technology suite, and most of the time in the summer the schools get kind of quiet, but not in this room. This place is a beehive of activities as they take in all the MacBooks and iPads and they take care of them and make sure they're ready to go back to the kids next year. Remember, we are in a 4-year rotation for MacBooks and iPads. Kids get them for, especially at the high school, 4 years for that MacBook, and at the end, if they take good care of it, they can buy it. We actually bought our daughter's MacBook. I'm using it right now as a home computer. So thanks to Rodney and the tech team for all their work, and they have a busy summer ahead of them getting ready for the next school year. So number one, things you need to know. We're very proud of some staff members who've got some advanced degrees in the last year or so. Keeney Magden, who's a special ed teacher at the high school, is now Dr. Keeney Magden. Proud of her. She got her PhD, really cool dissertation that I got to help a little bit with on outdoor education. Congratulations, Dr. Magden. Lori Watson, who helps with our second language learner students at Hamilton Heights School Corporation, got her master's, and Eric Fisher's also got his master's this last year. So congratulations, those guys are educators who have done this for a couple days, and they continue to work on improving their craft and get even smarter. So congratulations to Dr. Magden, Mrs. Watson, and Mr. Fisher. Number two, this is kind of sad, but we have several retirees to announce, including one of the people I just mentioned. But we did have over 300 years of experience that are retiring and going off to do different things in the world, and we appreciate all their service. Stacy Bishop is retiring from the middle school after 32 years of service. Cindy Baldwin was a secretary at the middle school. She had 25 years of service. Mike Hippenstill is retiring from teaching social studies at the high school, 24 years of service at Hamilton Heights School Corporation. Jane Shields retiring as the Spanish teacher at the high school, 23 years of service. Jim Leibarger was one of our outdoor guys that worked around here, mowing grass, 20 years of service. Bonnie Knapp was retiring after 19 years of service at the high school, being the secretary. Barb Carter was retiring as an instructional assistant after 18 years of service. Amber Oswald, nurse at the middle school, is retiring after 15 years of service. Paula Paget at central office, retiring. She takes care of purchasing at the central office. She's retiring after 6 years of service. Carol Warning, secretary at the elementary school, retiring after 5 years of service. Susan McCoskey, retiring from special ed at the high school, 41 years of service. So congratulations to Susan. And the last one that just recently announced, but we're still going to brag about the great work he did at Hamilton Heights, Eric Fisher, also got his master's last year. Eric Fisher is retiring from Hamilton Heights, going to go off and work in some another industry, but he had 30 plus years of experience in Hamilton Heights School Corporation. So thanks to those guys for their service. Biggest compliment I can give it to a teacher or anybody working in public education. You made a difference, and those people made a difference in Hamilton Heights School Corporation and made kids' lives a little better and easier to learn. So thank you for their work. Number three, we don't often talk about sports, but this is kind of a big deal. We had 3 students qualify for the state track meet. At the boys track and field state finals, Colin Wilson finished second. He's just a junior. He's going to be really good next year in the shot put, and was 5th in the discus. Peyton McQuinn, who's just a sophomore, finished 9th in the pole vault, so that gets you on the podium with the medal. And Kelsey Smith, who's off to school next year at University of Alabama Birmingham to play volleyball, came in she was a winner in the high jump. So way to go, Kelsey, great athlete, great kid. All 3 of these guys, great kids, doing great things. The boys, those 2 boys alone got enough points to get us qualified to be 15th in the state track with 2 guys doing great things. So way to go, guys. Keep up the great work. All 3 of those guys are going to be doing great things, not just today, but tomorrow because of their time at Hamilton Heights. Number 4, the library bus, the Bookmobile, the Emily Beechler Mobile is out and about this summer. Rodney's going to flash a picture of that up here, but Emily Beechler is our middle school media specialist. We got a grant from the Education Foundation a couple years ago to wrap one of our buses, and we got air conditioning in it now, but she takes it all over the place and shares the love of reading because kids can check out books from that media bus, that Bookmobile. So here's the schedule. Rodney's going to flash this up there. They've already done a couple of these. June 2nd, they were at the Arcady Market. June 7th, they were at the Remnant. June 13th, they're at the Hamilton County Shelter Care. The public can't really come to that, but those kids there will be able to get some books. June 15th, they're at Victory Chapel for their VBS time. June 25th, Cicero Christian Church for their Vacation Bible School. They'll be in the parking lot. July 4th, that weekend in Cicero, they'll be in the parade. July 12th, they'll be back at the Remnant. July 18th, they're at the Hamilton County Shelter Care again. The public's not invited to that one, but Mrs. Beechler and our team is doing good work. August 4th, they're back at the Arcadia Market. August 27th, they're at the Our Town Cicero Festival. We'll be back in school by then. And September 29th, they're back at the Arcadia Market. So thanks to Mrs. Beechler and her team. Karen Jones helps with that as well at the elementary school. They do great work. The Beechler girls, the daughters, also help with that. It's really cool to see that bus is really sharp looking, and we appreciate Mrs. Beechler for getting a bus driver's license so she can drive it. Way to go, Bookmobile. Number 5, I'm going to brag about some kids that have gone through some trials and tribulations and then were rewarded by our Youth Assistance Program this spring for Impact Awards. So these are kids that nominated by staff because their life hasn't been easy, but they've overcome whatever life hurdles they had, and they're doing great things. So at the kindergarten level, Ewan Brock was presented by kindergarten teacher Aaron Spalding. At first grade, Leela Kilman was presented by Mrs. Alt, Mrs. Funston, and Mrs. Douglas. At second grade, the winner was Noah Miller, and the people who nominated him was Mrs. Funston and Mrs. Clyla. At third grade, Mason Werrich was presented by Mrs. Collar. And at fourth grade, we had Jackson Getchell, who's presented by Mrs. Funston and Mrs. Day. At fifth grade, Maggie Engel was presented by Mrs. Grider. And at sixth grade, Kristen Harbor was presented by Mrs. Robinson. At 7th grade, Brianna Shirey was presented by Mrs. Guthrie. At 8th grade, Samantha Perez-Martinez, presented by Carrie Berry. At 10th grade, Peyton Hansen was presented by Mrs. Reeves. At 11th grade, Landon Brasky, presented by Jane Shields. And 12th grade, Joseph Hook, presented by Mrs. Cantlin. There's a video that kind of goes around with these kids that when they do these great things, and the stories that the presenters tell about these kids, it's heart-warming, heart-tugging, and really inspiring because they've done some really great things. So thanks to our staff for pouring into these kids, but thanks to those kids for overcoming some stuff. Thanks to Hamilton Heights Youth Assistance for all they put into to help these kids succeed as well. Some bonus stuff, we did just finish our golf outing for the Education Foundation. That's the same group that helped pay for Kinley, who was in the last video, and for our Bookmobile. And we want to thank our presenting sponsors, Beaver Materials, Beck's Hybrids. Our sponsor that helped us with charity is the Remnant and Cicero's are in Arcadia. So if you go to the Remnant and give them a tip, all that money comes back to the Education Foundation. We're always thankful for, again, Beck's for being one of the title sponsors. So thanks for all that they do for Hamilton High School Corporation. Today is June 13th. My name is Derek Arrowood. I'm honored to be the superintendent at Hamilton High School Corporation. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.